Are you ready? It's time for the Beastcast. Hello. Welcome to the 31st episode of the Beastcast. I can't believe somehow we just keep doing this. It's amazing. It just feels like literally like not that long ago, we just restarted the Beastcast and we were doing the Beastcast episode 21 actually. I think it was 21, right?
Yeah.
And we're now 10 episodes past 21. That's insane.
That's extremely insane.
That means that's 10 weeks, Raven. We've been redoing the Beastcast for 10 weeks.
Doesn't feel like 10 weeks.
No, it doesn't, dude. Okay. I know we're both older than we were. But I feel like is like life moving faster for you too? Like way faster? Recently?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Like life just feels like it's moving at like a 10 when it was like moving at an 8 before, you know?
Yeah.
Cuz like I'll be like, "Holy shit, it's I'll be like, okay, start of the week," and then all of a sudden I'll be like, "Holy shit, it's Thursday." What? And then I'm like, where did all that time go? And then I remember, oh yeah, I suppose I did that and that and that. But no, yeah, it's episode 31, and this is technically our Thanksgiving episode because even though we record these on Saturdays the week before, well, not the week before, a couple days before, it still drops on, Wednesdays. And this will be Wednesday night when everybody's getting off of work, getting ready to go to their families for Thanksgiving and all that shiz. So this is technically our Thanksgiving episode, although it doesn't really feel like it. And I'm not really going to try and make this a Thanksgiving theme special, like a themed episode, despite the title of What Are You Thankful For? But I kind of was doing that as a play on words because there's not a lot to be thankful for in movies right now.
Really?
Other than, well, first off, Raven, I should have asked you this, but I am struggling to find Dream Scenario like anywhere. I can't find it in theaters. I can't find it like, dude. I don't want to use the P word, but like I'm getting to that point where I think I might.
The alternative, getting it alternatively, you mean?
Yes, getting it alternatively, yes. Look, here's the thing. If I had the opportunity to support the film, I would. But there's no theaters. I looked it up. I shit you not. The closest theater is Springfield, Missouri. It's 155 miles from here. I'm not driving 155 miles to go see Dream Scenario.
Well, sadly, I can tell you that you can't get it alternatively either.
What? Is this like another Asteroid City situation where fucking it's in like 5 theaters in the entire world? Like what the? Is this how Everything Everywhere All at Once was too?
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
Because why not?
Because why not? I always thought it was maybe a pricing issue, but I don't think it is. Because even like the Little Rock theaters and the Memphis theaters don't have it. And Memphis and Little Rock are pretty big. But, Raven, what are you thankful for?
Bro, I'm thankful for the Beastcast.
Yes.
I'm thankful for the wonderful movies we've had so far this year, the Marvels.
Dude, my friend Lars. Hold on. I'm not gonna call Lars out here, but I am calling him out. My friend Lars, he's a jit. I love him. And we were fucking talking, and he was like, we were talking about like some stuff. He showed me he like grew his hair out. He's like, yeah, I'm like moist critical now. I was like, oh, cool. And so
Oh God.
he texts me and he goes, yeah, me and our other friend are going to see the Marvels. And I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, well, I was like, what? Yeah, so this is what he said. I said, he said, yeah, me and blank are finna watch the Marvels. I said, you're lying. He goes, best MCU movie, bro. Seen it 2 times already.
Oh no.
And I said Morbius of the MCU. Even though Morbius is in the MCU, but whatever.
It's like
It's the movie of all
Morbius
time.
2.
So that was kind of funny. He was joking about it, but because dude, he always shits on Marvel movies. Like he's like us. He just like always just is like, oh dude, this is so lame. He's a big Batman fan. He likes Batman, like the character.
Okay.
He when the Batman movie came out with Robert, he loved that. He thought it was a good movie. But Raven, I got some interesting things
All
I want to
right.
bring up.
What are we talking about?
Raven's like, finally, fuck. Just get on with it, Jesus. So, Dune 2, first off, this is just some general news. Dune 2 has been pushed up to March 1st for the release date now. I don't remember what the original release date was, but it wasn't too far from that, so I guess it's just closer than it was before. I don't know why. It must have been a slow news day this morning because that was the only news that dropped this morning. Other than that, we do got some big topics to talk about, but I think we'll kind of ease into it. So Raven, we gotta, you're gonna kind of get your wish a little bit about your casting. You said a couple episodes ago, you said Mads Mikkelsen as Batman. Well, Mads Mikkelsen is officially joining joining a superhero project.
Okay.
And he is apparently being considered as the role of Doctor Doom.
Oh.
What do you think about that? I know you love Mads, so I kind of wanted your first-hand opinion on this.
Well, as a Doctor Doom, I think he can make a great one. I mean, that dude can make a great anything when you put him in there. As a Doctor Doom, I could see it. I mean, he already has played mad scientist before.
Yeah, in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and other ones.
What was the other one? I'm like blanking right now.
Damn, I might have to look them up. I just know them by scene because he's so good in everything he does, or most of everything he does.
He played Hannibal Lecter too, right?
Yeah, he
in
did.
the Lecter TV show.
Yeah, he did.
I think I'm gonna watch that. Okay, so I kind of got on my Hannibal Lecter phase because I like psychology horror. It's and Silence of the Lambs was kind of like that gateway. And I started reading Red Dragon. It's a great novel, by the way. I started reading Red Dragon. I kind of got interested in it, so I think I might watch that show. I haven't decided yet.
He was the he was the villain in Casino Royale, that James Bond movie. And then he was so I wouldn't say a mad scientist, but he was one in Death Stranding.
Was he? He was in Death Stranding?
Yeah.
I've never played Death Stranding. Is the game did you play Death Stranding?
I didn't play it, but I watched other people play it. Full playthroughs.
Is it actually as boring as everybody says it is?
To the normal person, yes. Yeah, it kind of has to, it's more of it has to be your taste of video game. Because for me, the world's interesting, and and it seems like stuff you want to explore and random things you want to do, but the core basis of it would probably bore the hell out of anybody.
They're
So
making a second one, aren't they?
yeah, they are.
Because, well, I know Kojima and his team, they I think they made like a Death Stranding, like not a remaster, but like an update to Death Stranding, like a deluxe Death Stranding or something like that. And there's like faster ways of transporting now, because a lot of the things was, you had to walk or whatever for really long distances, and they like I think they added like a bunch of new ways to like move quickly throughout the map. Like there's this one where you can like shoot this like thing really far in the air, and like it can like bridge points and stuff like that. Raven, I don't know if you saw. I shit you not, bro. Okay, so it's been a minute since I played God of War. Like actually, like the 2018 God of War, probably since God of War came out. And so I started replaying it again, man. The PS5 version, and man, I streamed a little bit of it. I was having so much fun, dude. Cause like I always play the God of War games. If I want like the challenge, I'll put it on God of War. But like I never played God of War like that, so I just like the hack and slash. So I always put it on Give Me a Story, so I can just fucking just just beat ass for like for hours. It's so
Yeah.
fun, dude. I love that. Like people will always be like, "Oh, bro, you're playing on the easy difficulties. You're playing on the Give Me a Story difficulty." I'm like, "Yeah." Do you know how fucking strong Kratos is? Kratos shouldn't be struggling to take down enemies, bro. He's literally the God of War. I should literally be
Dude,
just fucking cruising through people.
I could link you some videos. I don't of this guy who plays on Give Me God of War, and I swear to God, he makes the game look like you're playing it on easy. The way this dude combos his moves, I'm over here like, bro, I am struggling to do. How are you doing that? And he's just going at it. Like the way this dude plays the game on the hardest difficulty, you'd think that he was walking through a park.
Dude, people who make video games look like that, dude, are awesome.
I
Bro,
do.
I like like the have you ever that game Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy or whatever the frick that guy's name is?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, have you ever seen people speed run that game?
No.
Like they'll clear the whole level in like 3 minutes. Like that insanely hard. I'm like, dude, what the how do you even do that? Like just destroying the map. I love it. But no, I'm gonna play God of War and God of War Ragnarok back to back. Cause I don't think I ever finished God of War Ragnarok now that I think about it. Like I finished the game, like the story. I've just never finished the actual game. Like beat it. What is this? No damage run 2?
He beats Sigrun in Give Me God of War in 1 minute and 36 seconds with no damage taken.
Holy crap.
In a
What
later
the
video, he actually got close to the world record by beating her in 14 seconds.
14 seconds?
No joke.
What? Dude, that looks like my gameplay on Give Me a Story. Where the enemies just kind of just sit there. I gotta see this. I gotta fucking see this. Dude, that is crazy, dude. Oh my.
And this is him like just strolling through an area. on Give Me God of War. Like the way he combos the crap.
I love that his name is Give Me God of War Plus. What the?
Like he literally throws the axe, and then as it's doing its thing, beating up somebody, he goes and kills another enemy with the Blades of Chaos, jumps in the air, summons it back to his hand to hit the one he's currently fighting, and then turns around to catch a projectile and throws it back at the one behind him.
Dude, that is crazy. Like people, dude, man, are like high-end Mario speedrunners, dude. They do the same thing. Where it's just like watching your favorite game as a kid just get fucking demolished. You're just watching somebody destroy the game.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
No, like old God of War, dude, you just like, you know how you just cruise through it because it's just a hack and slash game? Like, I love playing it like that. I guess games aren't like that anymore. Nobody really likes hack and slash. I feel like there's got to be people that still like hack and slashers. Like, it doesn't just go away. Like, everybody wants like story games to be like super challenging now, which I don't agree with. Here's the thing. Video games are meant to be fun, and if your idea of fun is playing Elden Ring, go for it. But not every game should be Elden Ring. That's the thing. Elden Ring is for a very niche group of people. Well, not a niche group of people. There's a lot of people that like playing Elden Ring. But like, it's for a very specific type of gameplay. Like, people who want that challenge. People who want to like play through and like feel like they massively accomplished something. But like, hack and slash games are like, you know, you just cruise through. You just go through it. And I love that.
Yeah, that's why I liked what Shadow of War, the Middle Earth games, was because it had a mix of both. When it came to that orc you wanted to kill, sure, you had to do some fighting here and there, but the game, depending on the build you were wearing, it's pretty much hack and slash and easily decapitate orcs. It was like you felt like the dude with the ring wraith powers. Like it had a great balance.
See, because like I always want to be that like strong guy. Like I always want to be like, I always want to do that, like just murking through people, like just destroying people. Like that's fun to me. I don't want to be the like. Okay, here's the thing. Like Punch Out is a great example. Where like, you know, you're nobody, and you're taking on all these bigger contenders and people who are like, you have no chance to beat, and you beat them. And that's like the underdog, you know, that's the Rocky story. You know, you're like, oh, I'm the underdog, I'm gonna win this. Underdog stories are cool. I like underdog stories. But like, there's something about everybody knowing you're a menace and you just knowing you're a menace too, and you just go through it. Like, nobody stops you, nobody can stop you, nothing like that. There's just something about that. That's just awesome. Like, I love that. That's why I always get like, that's why I always don't like Marvel's like version of Thor. Cause like Thor is so powerful, and they even show that he's powerful, but he just like always like just be struggling sometimes. Like, it's like, come on, dude. Like, you're way stronger than that. They semi butchered Thor a little bit, I feel like. But to each their own. Okay, Raven. Something else to talk about. We could continue on our video games. Okay, you have two paths. You know how it's like the guy and it shows like one to the scary castle and it shows one to like La La Land. We have two paths here. Okay, we could go down more video game route, or we could go to a movie route.
Movie,
Which path?
because
Right.
there's stuff to talk about.
Okay. Raven, what do you want to talk about? Movie-wise.
All right. So you know how we got the most wonderful, beautiful movie, The Marvels?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have the Spider-Man version of it coming out.
Madam Web! Dude,
Yeah.
Madam Web!
Madam Web, bro. With Dakota Fanning.
Raven, I was hoping you were gonna bring this up. I want to hear it. lay it all out
I'm
for
gonna
me.
be
I want to
honest.
hear
This
everything.
is gonna be the funniest thing in the world. Okay, I 100% believe that this movie is gonna smash.
You think so? You think it's gonna be nuts?
It's gonna be nuts. Like the trailer makes it look like crap, but like I watched the trailer like 4 times, and I'm over here like this has the potential to be either the worse than the Marvels movie, or has the potential to be like the most creatively original, out of the blue, amazing movie that will actually show why the Marvels actually just sucks, and that you can have the 3 female protagonists in this weird situation fighting a big bad dude. Like, I'm just saying this, like, I look at this and I'm like, unlike other people jumping the gun calling it crap, I'm over here like this has the potential to be movie of the year. Not really, but close.
Is it coming out this year? I thought it was coming out next year.
Man, I don't know.
I don't know. I just want to talk about it.
When did it say? All it says is coming soon, exclusively in movie theaters. That's all it says.
Release date February 14th, 2024.
Okay, well,
They moved Craven. Wasn't Craven the Hunter supposed to come out this month too? What the heck? What the hey?
yeah,
Man, that was gonna be Morbius too, dude.
dude, I'm just saying, Madam Web.
I thought they were gonna do like a I thought when they said Madam Web, I thought it was gonna be like an old grandma spider, something like that, because that's like what I think of like Madam Web. I was also thinking, like, is this gonna be like, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man, like, I I don't man, I think this movie could be good actually.
it made me laugh because of the scene halfway through the trailer where Dakota Fanning is sitting on the train and she's having like a spider sense premonition of like a bad dude about to come through and do stuff. And then when they reveal who the bad dude is, I'm like, bro, they're over here fighting Hassan Piker. Like, he literally looks like Hassan, that Twitch streamer.
Dude, and her costume just makes me giggle, bro. It's just like she looks like if Catwoman didn't try hard enough. Like, I, I don't know how I feel about it, dude. Like, yeah, dude, it literally like I look it up, and the first thing I see is the freaking Catwoman from The Dark Knight Rises. Oh, oh, dude. Man, I miss The Dark Knight Rises, bro. I miss the Dark Knight movies.
Man, so do I.
Christian Bale, he said he'd come back. He said he would come back. He said he would. But only if Nolan came back, and Nolan said he's not going back. Nolan, why do you got to be such a good film director, bro? Why can't you just give in? Just give into the temptation, Nolan, please. No, I want to make Dude, actually though, that could be insane. His James Bond films could be fucking nuts, bro. I'm kind of hyped for his James Bond films. I'm going to be straight up. He's announced that he's going to work on his next trilogy. It's going to be a James Bond trilogy, and it's going to be set in the 50s.
Ooh.
And it's going to be like classic James Bond, like kind of quirky gadgets and gizmos, and like it's got like a good story, it's not like I like the new James Bond. I always thought Daniel Craig's James Bond was really good. But there's something like his gadgets aren't like the same. Like he doesn't like focus on his gadgets as much, which is like what made James Bond like so good. Like he was good at fighting, he had all these fun gadgets, and he was just like, he was just like a player. But like you kind of get a little bit of that with Daniel Craig, but they kind of toned it down. I want that like 50s style. And then like, like they can make up for him being a player, cuz like, in the 2020s, it's kind of hard to be a player cuz it's like, oh, that's kind of quirky. That's, that's weird. But like in the 50s, dude, fucking man, those guys just be like, "Bop!" Just get over here. That's kind of like the James Bond that I'm curious what 3 James Bond stories he's gonna base it off of. Um, I'm assuming he's probably gonna do like Doctor No probably. Um, I don't know. I don't know what else. Maybe I feel like Casino Royale has been done like 4 times. So is Thunderbolt. I feel like I feel like it'd be kind of difficult to pick 3 good 007 stories. There are a lot of 007 stories to choose from, but
Yeah, I've never really gotten into James Bond. I was only into I watched a few older ones, and then I saw
mhm.
2 of the Daniel Craig ones, and then I didn't really haven't seen much.
So Nolan said he's basing it off of the OG
Oh, with Sean
Sean
Connery.
Connery one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sean Connery ones. That's where a lot of his inspiration's coming from.
He better do a good job, because funny enough, the people who created the ones with Sean Connery said that those movies were actually based off of real missions the CIA did.
Yeah, and they're also based off of they're based off the novels of the same titles, and those novels are based off of the CIA missions.
Yeah.
Um so the novels, the 007 series, is I can't remember who wrote it. Um, that's a good question. But the guy who wrote it, took a lot of it from, uh, the fucking MI6 and CIA missions, because MI6 is like the British CIA, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, Goldfinger was a goofy novel. I've only read Casino Royale. I've never, and I don't remember who fucking wrote it. God, why am I blanking? Ian Fleming. There we go. God, I can't believe I blanked on that. I'm such a dick.
Yeah, how
I'm
dare you?
sorry. Well, hey, stop. He also he wrote all those novels and then died in like 1964. So he wrote like all those novels like right before he died. Like he wrote like 10 007 novels. Like actually no. Um yeah, like 10 I think in there was 10 novels. 10 007 novels written directly by him over the course of the 50s.
Then I guess you got a lot to choose from for movies.
Yeah, they do. Well, they kind of the James Bond films, like Spectre and all that. Those are kind of like the Daniel Craig ones. They take the old novels and movies and rework them to be modernized. Unlike James Bond, like they were trying, to modernize them to like a modern audience, but they weren't trying to get that OG style. Which kind of it goes against like how like if you notice how like the like in Spectre, for example, there's like a scene where they're at like a big like play, and like they're communicating through like some like really old form of like telephone stuff. And like they didn't really know how to modernize it correctly, so they just have all these people just talking on their cell phones during a play. And I'm like, dude, you'd easily be able to spot all the people who are a part of this ring, because it's like just look for the people who are on their cell phones and you're done. And it's like it just doesn't really work. Like they didn't do it correctly. But I did think No Time to Die was pretty cool. It was a good way to kill off the character, and I'm glad they're not going to continue after that. He's dead. Let him be dead. Dude, speaking of people who are not dead, when we come back, I know we're ending this one a little short, but I kind of want to end this one a little short because I think this needs to be a topic of its own. When we
Speaking.
come back, we're gonna talk about John Wick 5 when
No.
we come back.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the Beastcast, where we left off. Mr. Ravenbones and I were talking about John Wick 5. Now, I have a good video. I have a great video, Raven. I want to show you.
Okay.
Well, I'll just play it into the mic. I gotta find it here. It was here. Here it is. So this guy, he posted a video talking about his opinion of John Wick 5. So I think this is a great way. This sums it all up. Here's a great way to listen to this.
Listen, I just heard that they coming out with a John Wick 5. Listen, John, ain't nobody left to kill, John. I ain't gonna lie to you, John. Ain't nobody left to kill, John. You done killed over 4,000 or 5,000 people. You supposed got to lecture by now. Ain't nobody left to kill, John. John Wick 5, John. You done killed all these people because they killed your dog, John. You done killed the world over that dog. They gone, John. Ain't nobody coming back. John Wick 5, we don't need it. You done killed so many people, the niggas and died and came back, you done killed them again. John, ain't nobody left to kill, John. We don't need a John Wick 5. Let's move on, John. John Wick 5, let's regroup. We do not need a John Wick 5. Everybody dead, John. Ain't nobody left to kill,
John. Ain't nobody left to kill, John. And he's dead, too. Didn't they say he died? I thought they confirmed that he died at the end of John Wick 4.
I mean, I thought that he did too, but I guess somebody put an empty grave and actually saved him, and they all had a ceremony so that the high table thinks he's dead.
God. Oh my Hanchu, dude. I'm so tired of it. There's no way.
I guess he's coming back for the rest of the 10 board members. I don't know.
Ain't nobody left to kill, John. Now, yeah, dude. Man, like, okay, here's the thing. You milk it till it's dry, dude. That's what they did with Fast and Furious. That's what they're doing with John Wick, bro. Like, the thing is, John Wick, the John Wick trilogy was so good, right? Like, the John Wick trilogy was probably, I would consider, one of the greatest trilogies up there. Like, it's up there with the OG Star Wars trilogy, the prequels trilogy. It's up there with, like, the first the first 3 Fast and Furious movies. Like, it's a great trilogy, right? The Lord of the Rings too. I would say it's up there with those. But you start adding 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Fucking John Wick fucking 21. He's 97 years old. Gets a new dog. The dog blows up. It's going to be like some stupid it's going to be some stupid Clint Eastwood stuff where he's freaking 98 years old, freaking, boy, look who you're talking to, boy. And it's just like him walking around, he's like feeble and freaking, it's like, come on, dude. I don't know, man. I'm kind of over it.
Me too. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what more they could do with the movies. I mean, like, John Wick 4 literally pushed the boundaries in what they could make you believe that man could endure. And then they pulled out what I thought were all of the last gimmicks you possibly could. One being with that amazing scene with the top down and him with the shotgun with the flame breath on it. I was all like, bro, this is the best. Like, every John Wick movie has like that one scene that defines it, and it's always something original that brings something new to cinema. I don't know what you could do with number 5. What is he supposed to? Is he now going to be in like outer space or something?
We going to outer space. Tez, are you telling me we're going to outer space? We're driving a car in space. Fucking Fast and Furious 9, dude. It's exactly what it is. It's Fast and Furious 9 all over again. Fast and Furious 8, Fast and Furious 7. They did the same thing. They were like, we're thinking we're gonna. They were like, we're thinking we're gonna do a Fast and Furious 4 and maybe a 5, and then we're gonna be done with it. You know, because Fast and Furious 3, the trilogy, the original trilogy, I call like the actual racing trilogy because they stopped kind of racing cars after that point. And even like the directors say, like, yeah, like those 3 movies are like separate. You know, they're kind of like their own thing, and then you move to a new chapter. So like they were like, at the end of Fast and Furious 3, you get like this cool you get like this cool cameo from Vin Diesel, and you're like, oh my god, they could set up a whole new trilogy, like, you know, like maybe like later in life, you know, Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, they come back, and you know, we get that, and they're like, yeah, Fast and Furious 4, you know, Fast and Furious 4 was kind of goofy, but everybody liked it. Fast and Furious 5, it was like, okay, now we got Dwayne The Rock Johnson. There's a scene where they're like hauling the bank or the vault on the back of the cars, and you're like, oh, dude, they're gonna escape with all the money and they're gonna live happily ever after, you know. And then it shows them like, you know, living their best lives at the end of the movie, and they're all like, and they're chilling, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, here's Fast 6, and we're like, what? And they're like, yeah, here's F7. We're like, what? And then they're like, yeah, F8, F9, yeah, F10. Now we got freaking now we got Jason Momoa as a goofy villain who, and it's like, what? Like, what the? Why did you do that? You know the scene like from God of War, because I played this. You know the scene where he pulls Atreus out and Kratos goes, "Why would you do that?"
Yeah.
Like that's literally me with the Fast and Furious movies. It's like I was living my best life, and then all of a sudden they pulled me out into reality, and I see Fast 6, Fast 7, Fast 8, and Fast 9, and Fast 10, and I'm like, why would you do that?
It's a crazy world, bro.
Like, and that's what they're doing with John Wick too. Like they're doing the same thing, same shit, different pants, bro. It's Keanu Reeves has got to be over it, right? Do you think Keanu Reeves is over it?
I think that there could be a chance he is over it, but it makes his fans happy, and so he wants to be a good guy and make them happy.
Keanu Reeves, I know you listen to the podcast. Keanu, I got a filming opportunity for you if you don't want to be on John Wick 5. We got a great film that I'd love for you to be a part of. If you want to hit me up, please. That'd be great. I can save you from this mess. It's kind of the same thing with The Matrix. Like, he kind of did that with The Matrix, too. He's like, oh, I suppose I can come back. But The Matrix was kind of... I don't know, man. Aren't those two, like, dead now? The people that made The Matrix?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard something like they died.
No, they're still alive. They're the ones
Oh.
that did the newest one that sucked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That makes me hate that movie even more. That actually makes me hate that movie even more than I do. Like,
Yeah.
how do you like, it's your craft. How do you mess it up?
Because they
It's
didn't
kinda
originally write it.
That's true. It's kind of like the same thing with like Ridley Scott. Like everybody's like, "How did you mess up your story?" And it's like, I don't know if he messed up his story per se. I feel like other people messed up his story and he kind of just said F it and just kept going with it. Cuz like he didn't direct Aliens, did he? That was James Cameron, right? Ridley Scott directed Alien, and then James Cameron was like, "Hold on, let me cook." And everybody's like, "No! Don't let him cook. You're burning it." Let's see. Aliens was, dude, I feel like that's some like random that's like some random movie I know. Like I just randomly know that he like directed that movie. Yeah, dude, oh my god. How do I remember that? Like he's such a random director to direct the Alien movie. And he did. I thought people actually liked Aliens though. The second one.
Yeah,
I thought it was the third one that
everybody loves Aliens.
I thought it was the third one that everybody hated, right?
Yeah, it was literally everything after the second one everybody hated.
Yeah. And people don't like Prometheus, which I actually kind of like Prometheus.
Me too.
Alien Covenant here's the thing, Alien Covenant's kind of baked. I feel like they didn't let him cook, you know? Like Ridley Scott didn't get to cook, you know, like what he wanted.
Yeah, they did the George Lucas to him. They didn't let him continue.
Well, George Lucas George Lucas, when he looks back at it now, because so for that Palpatine X Dracula paper that I was writing, I know that name's hilarious. I love that name. When I was researching some like stuff that George Lucas did a couple interviews recently, and he said honestly, wholeheartedly, he said he is very happy with how the prequel trilogy turned out now, looking back at it. And when they asked like how close it was to his vision, he said it's not close to what he imagined when he first started making Star Wars, but he said it is absolutely perfect to how he would want. If he were to redo it, he would redo it the exact same way. Like if he had the opportunity. He wouldn't, because he said that now looking back at it, there's a lot of plot holes that he didn't really cover that could kind of ruin perhaps the idea of Anakin and Luke's story. I also, George Lucas is it's hilarious because George Lucas sold it to Disney, and like he's like the biggest dude. He's like the big. I swear to God, he's the biggest op for Star Wars. Like he's just like he always just be like, yeah, you know, they did a job. They did a job on those movies. Yeah, they
Yeah.
completed the movies. Yeah, yeah, the movies were made in the films. Yep.
Yeah, he actually had written a script for episode 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he
But
did.
here's
And
the
they said,
thing. I don't care. I
"Fuck
don't
you."
care what he says now. He's obviously going to say it now because of how poorly the Disney ones turned out. But I still remember the very first documentary and kind of interviews that he had done way back in 2005 when Revenge of the Sith came out, where he basically said that he didn't get to do the story he wanted to do because everybody was so outraged at the Phantom Menace and how boring it seemed and Jar Jar Binks and stuff that he felt like he had no choice, thanks to the other board members of Lucasfilms, that he had to change the story moving forward out of fear that they weren't going to make money. And I'm just like, should have just went with what you had, because we all know Darth Jar Jar was there.
But see, like I feel like the public wouldn't have liked that.
They would have. The thing is that at the moment they thought that Jar Jar was like some 90s cliche, here's some goofy crap for the new millennial generation to make them laugh and like Star Wars as a kid, when of course they remember Star Wars being for adults, and the boomers didn't like it and they thought it was trying to be more modern and hip, when really George Lucas actually laid out that he was following the script of his previous movies, where you had, Yoda coming in as some goofy, wacky mentor that you didn't know was a mentor or who was actually Yoda, and that he ends up being somebody who helps the main protagonist, but like in the more opposite way. I forget what novel he took it from, but his plan with Darth Jar Jar was that Jar Jar was supposed to be the unsuspecting puppet master outside of Palpatine, and that when he revealed himself, all of that goofiness you hated about him was literally going to go away. He was literally going to turn from weird beta to like alpha Chad in like a matter of seconds.
That's okay. Here's the thing.
And betray
George Lucas,
Anakin.
yeah, okay. George Lucas took a lot of his inspiration from Star Wars, from old Japanese filmography and like Japanese fighting style, like that's what lightsabers are based off of. George Lucas is really like that, and there's a very big Japanese cliche. It's a massive, and it's not like a manga or anime thing, although it happens a lot in anime and manga. You can ask Smoke and he'll be like, oh yeah, actually I know this. But it's an old Japanese way of doing things, where the character, it's the jester character. It's like the jester theme. I can't remember what the actual thing is called, but essentially it's always the jester or the clown or the guy who's kind of the goofball. Will always have some sort of more sinister side plot, like it's all a facade, like it's a big thing, and that's kind of what he's basing it off of. They do that just from Japanese things that I can think of. In Naruto, there's a character, Obito, who is secretly like literally the mastermind of everything, but he pretends to be that goofy, quirky, fun character. Everybody's like, oh, why is he a part of that evil group? He's so funny. And they're laughing because he's like he gets scared of situations and he's always laughing. And all of a sudden he just goes, fall. And he just becomes like the menace. Like he just becomes the demon of the universe. And it's like, what the hell? That's kind of the cliche that it reminds me of. And I'm sure that's probably what he took inspiration from, is that jester character. I mean, that happens a lot in European literature too. Like a lot of early European literature always has like the king's court, and like the jester always is like trying to overthrow. Like Othello kind of has that a little bit, where like Iago is kind of Iago to us is seen as a sinister, bad guy, and we're like, oh, I hate that guy. But to everybody else, he's just kind of goofy, he's drunk, he loves loves the world, you know, like to the people in the actual in the play. But to us, we're like, oh, I hate that Iago guy. God darn it, I hate him. Get him out of there. And you know, we finally get justice. He dies at the end, but that's kind of the inspiration, I imagine. Is it's like, oh, you know, nobody likes him. He's goofy, and then Misa propose we give all the power to the Chancellor.
Yeah. I should send you the video where he talks about it, because it makes a lot more sense when he says it than what I do.
I love on Disney. They have all the behind the scenes. They have the documentary of the making of all three of the prequel movies. You can find it on Disney Plus. Which, by the way, there's some cool Disney Plus news that we can talk about in a minute. You can find them all on Disney Plus, and like I remember watching them, and I actually had the movie. I had the actual DVD of the Phantom Menace, and like them scouting out Anakin Skywalker, and like they were trying to find people that fit with Natalie Portman and stuff, like properly. And I remember seeing like George Lucas like signing the kid and looking so happy, and I'm just like, God. And now he's a convicted criminal, and George Lucas, it's like, wow, like everybody who plays Darth Vader gets screwed. Like, it's so sad. Like, it's like a curse. There's a Darth Vader curse. The original guy who played Darth Vader got banned from Comic-Con and all these places because everybody hated him so much. The guy who actually played Darth Vader as a well, that guy was like, I don't remember, but he had like some problem or something like that. And then the guy who voiced Darth Vader, the guy who actually played Darth Vader got injured or killed or something like that, like in the 90s. And then Hayden Christensen, his whole life kind of just, he never got really any big roles after Star Wars that were like massive until he came back recently to Star Wars. And then like that kid that played Annie, he freaking became a convicted criminal, and freaking, it's like, dang, dude, it's a curse, bro.
So sad.
The Darth Vader curse. You can look it up. It's a real thing. Like, is the Anakin Skywalker role cursed? Yes. But anyways, yeah, so speaking of Disney Plus is now going away. Disney Plus will no longer be a thing after February of 2024.
Oh wow. Why?
It is they're doing the old HBO Max where they're merging with a different streaming service. It's funny how like streaming services are slowly just becoming TV again, where they're all just slowly merging together into one massive corporation again. Just like how TV did in the 90s. Like literally like Max and HBO and Discovery merged together. Freaking Paramount like ate up like CBS Sports and like all those other streaming services, those sports streaming services. And now Hulu and Disney are merging into one new app, which will not be called Disney Plus or Hulu. It will more than likely be a I think ESPN is getting put into there too. It's like the ultimate streaming app for them. ESPN, so man, the ESPN app needs to go away anyways. I've tried using that app before. That shit is stuck in the 90s. And it's so sad because ESPN was like the first like company that actually did like where you could like watch sports online. Like you could stream sports through like your Wi-Fi or data. And like it was massive like in the early 2000s, like when the iPhone first came on, you're like, I can watch sports on my iPhone. And like nobody could believe it. And now like the app is stuck in 2007. Like you can't even fucking use it. Adults who take daytime naps could have bigger brains, study suggests. Raven, do you take a lot of daytime naps?
I love daytime naps.
Do you?
Yeah.
How often do you daytime nap?
I daytime nap about once after I've gone outside and done my work for the day.
Well, isn't that something? So Raven, you kind of, I remember, did you tell everybody on camera, or not on camera, on the, when we did the episode on Wednesday about your cool workout method that you do?
No,
or was that off?
that was
Ra-
off, bro.
yeah, Raven's a lumberjack now. Raven goes into the woods and he just freaking he just destroys trees.
I got
No,
trees in
not
my
literally.
backyard. I don't have to go out into the woods.
Waking up at 4 a.m. to go fuck about in the woods.
The cool thing.
What the heck? Dude. Oh man. Okay, Raven, I want to know. Since we're just dicking around right now before we move on. I want to know, do you like American cryptids or do you like European cryptids more?
I like both.
But if you had to choose one, like which one?
European.
Do you like the European because it's like magical and like American cryptids are just like it's a beast, just like it's like some we're going in the woods hunting and we see a freaking half man, half bear, half deer guy, like that.
Well, that's why I like both, but I like European because it's for a lot of different reasons. Because I feel like they do have a place in our history and being completely real.
Yeah, that's fair. I like there's a cool cryptid. It's like the boulder worm of Denver, Colorado. And it's like there's this mountain by Denver that they say this like massive worm will lay on the other side and wait till it can sense people and it will like cruise down the mountain and just like eat everything in its path. I'm like, that's so fucking cool. Like that's badass.
Just-
Like just a massive worm, dude.
Now, funny enough, imagine when people look up the giant worms that are actually in Australia.
Oh, dude, Australia is so freaking crazy, dude. Have you seen like I couldn't live there. Like I absolutely could not. I watched a video of a guy on a golf course in Australia and all of a sudden like 10 freaking venomous like massive snakes just come cruising out of like this little woods area onto the tee box. I'm like, "Fuck no." I'd get in my golf cart, I'd go home. Like there's no way. And the guy's like, "Oi, get out of here, mate. You can't be on the tee box, mate." And it's like, come on, dude. You're just telling him, get out of there? Like, that thing could devour you in one bite. Oh my god, dude.
Dude, Australia has some giant worms. There's been some that have been found to be bigger than your largest anaconda.
Oh my god, that's fucking insane. Dude, it's like a real life Conan Exile server, dude. Like,
all I'm saying is that if you've ever watched the Hobbit movies with those earth eaters, those big worms that help the orcs tunnel through the ground, all I'm telling you is that crap used to be real.
Dude, have you seen another thing that used to be real that's no longer no longer with us, like as if it's like a human, like, oh, sadly he passed away. Larry died. No, so there's the predecessor to the sloth and the anteater. Have you seen that thing? I'm gonna send you a picture.
Yeah, send me a picture.
The predecessor to the sloth is the craziest thing. It is literally like this massive fucking crazy looking fucking thing. Like it just looks like a bear if it was a sloth. Like it's just crazy big. Here, like I'm sending you a picture right now. This fucking thing was that's like the bones they found of this thing, like reconstructed to look like a sloth. And that's like the predecessor to the anteater and the sloth. And like that thing was a giant, bro. It stood at like 15 feet tall.
Dang,
I was like,
big.
Dude. And it was vicious too. Like it was fast. Like it was like so it had like sloths. If you don't know, sloths are slow because they have a slow metabolism. So they eat very little and they just chill and let their metabolism do their thing, and they just can slowly consume food and they can just eat like very little, throughout the day and throughout their lives. And then anteaters are kind of similar, where anteaters, they have a slow metabolism, because this is actually cool. Anteaters are kind of OP. I watched a video. Shout out to Tierzu. I love his videos. Anteaters are kind of OP because what they'll do is anteaters have this slow metabolism, so they'll go and like find an ant colony. They'll go, they'll slurp up all the like half the ants, and then they'll leave, and they'll do it slowly, and then they'll wait till the ant colony like they'll metabolize it very slowly, and by the time their cycle's done and they're ready to eat again, the ant colony has reformed, and they can it's like infinite food source, dude. It's like an IRL infinite food glitch. Like the ants will just reform and they'll just slurp up all the ants again. And then the ants will reform and they'll slurp them up again. It's like, wow, dude. What a jet. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just absolutely insane. Oh yeah. So, Raven.
Yeah.
Out of all, so before we move on to our final topic that will take us, well, final two topics before that will take us to the end of the Beastcast. I want to know what your favorite Jurassic, doesn't have to be a dinosaur, just any type of creature from that time period. What is your favorite? That first thing that comes to your head? Like, is there one that like sticks out that you just like, you're like, oh, like I love that one?
Yeah. For me, I guess it'll always be my homeboys, the Velociraptors.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there a thing where like the actual Velociraptor from Jurassic Park wasn't actually the real Velociraptor? Like like he just thought the name sounded cooler than what the actual raptor was that the Velociraptor like was? Or whatever.
It was and wasn't. Like it wasn't a direct accuracy to the real Velociraptors or whatever they're actually called, but they pretty much worked the same way.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but he just liked the name too because it was like, because it's like, that sounds badass. Here's the thing. Like, there's this dinosaur. I can't remember the name of it, but it's so quirky and I love it. God, I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. Okay, so I'll explain the dinosaur. So the dinosaur is like it's got like this weird freaking, it's found in Montana. So there used to be a big, Montana, there used to be like this big river that'd go up to Montana from the sea before it closed up. And there was like this massive aquatic, it's like a whale kind of. It's like if a whale met like a what are those guys with the long necks called? If a whale met one of those guys with the long necks, it's just like this, and it's just like the goofiest looking thing because like the head and the neck don't belong in this massive body, and it just kind of just cruises around the water. I'm like, dude, that's freaking that thing like makes me like, if I saw that, like if I saw something like that IRL, I don't know what I'd do. Like, you know how like when you're just trying to think of a scenario of like what you would do when you see like a certain thing?
Yeah.
That's me. Like I'd be frozen. It's like the zombies from Dying Light where like they're doing parkour and shit and you're like, just kill me. Like I ain't outrunning
Yeah.
that. I ain't outrunning that.
Yeah.
What did you send me and then unsent me?
I meant to send you a video, but it didn't load.
Oh. Okay.
I sent it on the KILT thing.
Oh, did you? That's what you did. Stop. Oh, dude, that fox is insane. What the heck? That's gotta be like a mixed breed fox.
Now, here's the funniest thing. That's actually called the Maine wolf. It has a scientific name. The scientific name is unpronounceable. I'll copy and paste you the scientific name.
It's unpronounceable.
What? It is.
Dude, that's true. Wait, what the? Chrysochaon brachius. Chrysochaon brachius.
It's native to South America, and here's the funny part. It has no DNA or part of any genome that is fox or wolf. What
the hell?
They don't know what it descends from.
That's That's freaking crazy.
But I'm over here
Dude.
like, this looks like some fantasy world type stuff.
Do you know what it is? It doesn't have any DNA of it because it's a skinwalker.
Oh, come on.
All right, when we return, we got some video game news. We got some other news. And that's going to be our final topics. Stay tuned. We got some exciting stuff for you. Continuing on with our journey. Welcome back to the Beastcast, episode 31. We are being thankful little boys. We have some interesting news for our final segment of the cast, of the JIT cast. So, Raven, Coyote versus ACME. I know you probably kind of heard the news a little bit. They were like, Warner Brothers was like, yep, nope, it's going in the vault. Nobody's ever going to see it ever, and all this and this and this. And James Gunn kind of got mad. Some other people were boycotting Warner Brothers and were like, no, we're not going to work for you anymore because that movie, that you spent all this money and you're wasting money. And so then they finally said, okay, well, you know what? We're not going to keep it in the vault. We're considering we're considering bringing it back. And everybody's like, wait, what? I thought you said you were putting it in the vault. And they're like, nah, we're putting it back. We're going to put it back out in the world. Now, apparently, the filmmakers are now, like, a bunch of filmmakers are rallying behind the movie to get Warner Brothers, like, they're boycotting Warner Brothers. Even James Gunn is boycotting Warner Brothers to get this movie out about a silly coyote versus a freaking roadrunner. This is Hollywood at its finest. It's just like everybody's ticked off that a movie with a stupid comedy movie that's an hour and 20 minutes long with John Cena in 2D animation is not being released. And so everybody's boycotting Warner Brothers for it. Out of all the things Warner Brothers has done, we're boycotting them over Roadrunner.
I've been learning we live in a huge clown world these days.
Okay.
But maybe this is the right cause.
I think it is. I mean, dude.
Screw the DCU. Let's go with this.
The Looney Tunes U?
Exactly. Let's
the
go.
LTU? LeBron James is in that, dude. Did you watch the new Space Jam movie?
No, I didn't. I wasn't gonna sit through that crap.
It was crap, dude. It was hard to watch.
If you get me drunk enough, maybe.
Dude, literally, I shit you not. Okay, like the dog. That movie was unbearable. I don't like the first Space Jam to begin with, and the second one was just as crazy. Like, they chose to do, like, in the original, they had them, like, they kept them 2D, and then they made them, like, I don't think they ever went 3D in the OG Space Jam movie. But in, like, the new one, they, like, became 3D. And, like, that was not it. I'm just gonna be straight up. That was not it, Chief. Maybe they did kind of go 3D. I don't remember. I just remember it didn't look as bad as they did in the new one. The new one they did like that 3D kind of where it made them look like if they were in real life, like they're not cartoons anymore kind of thing. And I didn't like that. I thought it looked kind of dumb. And also LeBron James was in it, and LeBron James is kind of a goofball, and I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
LeBron James, what do you expect?
Yeah, I know.
But
what do you expect?
But yeah, no, I'm kind of glad Warner Brothers is finally getting some they're getting some heat. They're getting some heat over it. Which, I mean, to be fair, if you're gonna spend $70 million on a movie and then just say, no, we're not gonna release it. That's what they did with Batgirl, didn't they? Wasn't Brendan Fraser in Batgirl?
I don't know. They had a Batgirl movie?
Yeah, it never got released. The only people who ever saw the whole movie was the director. And then when the directors were gonna release the movie out into the world by themselves, Warner Brothers was like, like cut them.
Mm-hmm.
They lost access. They were gonna go download the movie and they lost access to the Warner Brothers vault.
Yeah, they tried to leak it so hard.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping somebody would do a hack like they did for that movie, The Interview, with Seth Rogen and James Franco, where everybody was like, okay, we're not releasing the movie anymore because Kim Jong-un has a small dick and he'll nuke us for it and stuff. And then like somebody hacked Sony and was all like, don't worry, I did for you. It's on the internet. It's in
somebody hacked, in quote, some random person who wasn't Sony hacked Sony. Yeah. No, I always wonder.
They actually proved the hack came from outside Sony.
Really?
Yeah.
I always just thought that Sony did, in quotes, we were hacked and it's on the internet.
No, somebody outside of Sony, they proved it was outside of Sony because there was a whole federal case made about it. Somebody was all like literally sitting there going, nah, this is bullshit, I want it. And they literally released it on the internet. Sadly, though, it was only released in like 480p. I would know that because that was them that acquired it. But it was so funny. It was so funny.
I watched that movie on Netflix.
Yeah, well, see, after it got hacked and released, Sony was just like, well, now everybody's already downloaded it in the millions. We might as well put it in the theater because clearly we didn't get nuked. And so they put it in the theater and everybody still went to go see it. And it still made a decent amount of money, proving that pirating movies doesn't take away from the profit of one, because people still went to go see it in its full HD glory because that leak was a little scuffed.
I mean, all of those producers and everybody know that. That's why like 123 Movies hasn't been killed. Like if they actually thought it was so fucking bad, like if they thought piracy was so bad that they actually went out of their way to destroy piracy, like a war on piracy, they could easily get rid of all piracy. But it's just like it's a hassle, and they know that people are going to watch their movies regardless. So
they actually try to get rid of 123 Movies. They just move the website to another domain and server, which is why we're at www.10.0123 movies instead of www7. But here's the funny part. Legally, and I learned this a long time ago, legally, websites like 123 Movies actually aren't breaking the law because there's a loophole that they abuse where as long as they're not the ones hosting the videos, they're fine. So like if they were the ones manually uploading videos, then they're breaking the law. But if you're just a website who's just like, hey, under fair use, I found this other dude who uploaded it and I'm embedding it into my website because it's not technically being hosted by me. And I'm just letting you know, hey, this is kind of out there. You don't have to watch it, but if you choose to for educational purposes, you can. They're like not breaking the law. They're just like hosting everybody else who's uploaded it in some random recess of the internet, which means, boom, they're not the ones actually posting the content, weird legal loophole, but they still get gone after.
Well, either way, 123 Movies is great. Shout out to 123 Movies.
Use an ad block. Don't get viruses.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you don't use ad block, you're dumb. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing that I like about Apple. The iPhone has automatic it has like the automatic like virus protection against it. So like whenever you do get rerouted to those like weird websites that, you know, ad block can't protect you from, they just Apple just goes, no, you're done, and it will just shut it down.
That's good.
Also, Apple keeps track of that, which for better or for worse, they keep track of all those websites. And I'm sure that Apple probably does a little like, okay, that website's malicious. Whenever somebody opens up Safari and goes to that website, just fucking click them out, send them away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, Raven, you want to talk about your Monarch of Monsters?
Yes. So I watched Monarch Legacy of Monsters. They released 2 episodes. I only watched 1. So the first episode kind of goes by pretty fast despite being 48 minutes. And it's actually very interesting. And it made me want to watch the second episode, which I'll probably watch after our podcast recording. The movie, it starts out really cool. It starts out with like as the trailer shows us, with John Goodman's character on Skull Island basically running from that giant spider insect, and he has this sack of stuff in it that relates to Monarch that he throws into the ocean because he thinks he's about to get like squashed by a giant spider, only to have another monster come along and save him. It's really funny. And then it shows that a bunch of fishermen. Okay, that was in the 1970s. John Goodman's character tosses this sack of stuff. It skips to 2015, where a bunch of Japanese fishermen reel in fish, and somebody finds the sack after it's been floating for literally 40 years out on the ocean, and he brings it home. And then that's where our story takes off, a year after he finds the sack, where the 2014 Godzilla movie has happened, and now you're kind of living in the world after the very first Godzilla movie from 2014, where Tokyo has these missile SAM sites literally up everywhere. They have like a Godzilla warning system similar to a tornado one. When they think Godzilla is going to approach, it literally goes off, and everybody goes into these Godzilla hiding places and bunkers until they think it's safe. And it's like, it was kind of interesting to see how the world reacts when you have a bunch of creatures like Godzilla happening, especially after the San Francisco incident in the 2014 movie. And so that was pretty cool. And our main character is this Japanese woman who goes to Tokyo because of her father's death and discovers some secrets about him, including him being the one that was the fisherman who found the Monarch sack on the fisherman's boat. And, you know, with the side characters helping out, they discover that they're videotapes with encrypted files of Monarch that date back to 1959. And then they actually cut to 1959 and start showing us that timeline with Kurt Russell's son and the two other scientists, and how they were basically going from place to place where there was signs of there being monsters.
Okay, now when does Millie Bobby Brown?
No, screw that. Come on, that's not. Look, I love King of Monsters. I like that movie, but Millie Bobby Brown, I can't take that movie seriously because of her in it. Because it felt like they were just chasing the hype of Stranger Things.
Dude, she's always got to play that character, bro. She's always Hollywood ruins actors, bro. They did the same shit with Tom Holland. It's always got to play the same fucking character. To be fair, I think Tom Holland just loves playing fucking Spider-Man, so whatever.
Millie Bobby Brown's coming out in a new movie on Netflix called Damsel.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes.
I am really interested in that movie, actually.
But I would say go watch The Monarch. I thought the first episode was really cool. I obviously have to see where it goes in the second episode, because it kind of leaves you in the first one with them in 1959.
Should I rewatch Godzilla 2014 before watching it?
You don't have to, because to understand it, so to speak. You can basically just watch the clips of when he first shows up in San Francisco. They have some flashbacks to it in here, but through the eyes of our main female protagonist, Japanese woman, and how it ties into her and her father. And yes, I mean, you don't have to, but like if you really wanted to, you could. I didn't think it was necessary.
See, I
actually like that though. I don't know what they're gonna do, and I don't know what they're gonna do next though. So it's kind of like,
how many episodes are gonna be there? 6 or 8?
I don't know. I didn't look that up.
Oh, because I wonder if they're gonna do like a Marvel or Star Wars where it's only 6. Well, actually, Star Wars does 8. It's weird. Disney so like the average for like those long episodes like that is usually 8, but Disney will do 6 for their Marvel projects, but then they'll do 8 for like Star Wars and
10 episodes.
10 episodes. Okay. So they're going above and beyond because like The Boys does 8 to 10 episodes is a lot. That's a good amount.
Each one is
That's
50
good.
minutes.
That's good. I also the other thing I hate too. I hate when they do this with Star Wars in particular. The Star Wars TV shows, one episode will be like 59 minutes, and then the other one will be fucking 31. And I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That pisses me off.
Like The Mandalorian, you'll have an episode that's like, yeah, here's a full actual over a 1 hour mark. And then the next episode's like, hey, here's 25 minutes.
Dude, they kind of did that with Gen V. The only reason I wasn't mad is because the last episode of Gen V, we knew it was just going to be like an all-out brawl at the school. And that's all it is. The last episode of Gen V is only 33 minutes long, but it's literally just one massive long fight scene. I'm talking, it's literally a 32-minute long fight scene. And so, like, it was like some anime shit where it just goes on, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of badass, but I can't really, that pisses me off that it's 33 minutes long. Like, but no, Ahsoka did that, where like an episode will be like 41 minutes, and then the next one will be like 59 minutes. Like, for example, the Anakin Skywalker episode, I'm pretty sure is like 59, 58 minutes. And then the episode right after that is like 41 minutes, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's so short. Like, hold on, I'll go to Disney Plus and I'll look at it right now. I swear to God, dude, the
effect. Okay, so in Monarch, the effects are a little above. I'm not gonna say they're amazing, but you are getting movie quality effects for what you could consider movie quality effects. So, like, take it or leave it how you want it. The story in it so far is interesting, with both the past and the present being shown. So that's why I want to watch the second episode, is I don't know where they're going with this. It's like maybe this is supposed to be all one episode, but they cut it into 2 parts and because they want you to watch the next episode.
Yeah.
I can 100% tell you that I'm having more fun with this than I did Rings of Power.
I'm glad. I hope you do.
Yeah, Rings of Power,
Okay, listen to this. Episode 1 of Ahsoka was 56 minutes long. Episode 3 was 36 minutes long.
Jeez.
That's a 20-minute difference. That is a whole 20 minutes of content difference.
Speaking of content, the Squid Games 2 trailer had come out.
Really? No shot. Really? Are they okay? Is it true that they're screwing it up? I heard a rumor that it's like actually like a world, like they're doing like a bunch of casting around the world now. Like it's not just like Korean casting.
It's true.
Oh my God, why are they doing that? I kind of liked it when it was like the Korean casting, because you had the one guy from like India, but he was like, he spoke Korean, he was in Korea, like that makes sense, right? But like, why do they do that? Also, why do they even like need a Squid Game season 2? Okay, I get why they do a season 2, but like, I don't think it's needed. Like, just let the story be ambiguous, right? And also, I feel like they waited too long. Like, the hype's dead now.
I mean, yeah. Well, okay, I spoke too soon. This isn't actually a trailer of season 2. Apparently, they decided to do some weird, dumb route of making it a reality TV show. On Netflix, like some dumb reality.
Oh my God.
That premieres November 22nd. Yeah.
But there is like a Squid Game season 2 coming out.
It's literally a recreation of the first season with like
no, I see that. I see that now.
It's a reality TV show. Okay, okay. So never mind. The trailer for season 2 is not out. Okay, is this reality TV?
I got the real tea. I got the real sauce here. Squid Game season 2 will okay, Netflix has also shared that the first table read took place over the week of June 26, 2023, and production will begin later in 2023. So production's probably beginning about now.
Okay, cool.
Jesus. Dude, they waited way too long. If production's just starting now, that shit's not going to come out until like early 2025 or like late 2024. Oh my, dude. That would be like 4 years after Squid Game season 1. They waited way too long, bro. That's insane.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to care anymore. The hype's gone. Like, whew. So yeah. So what did you think of the visual effects of Monarch of Monsters or whatever?
They weren't bad, but they're not like the most amazing thing in the world. Like, if I had to compare them, they were pretty much on par with the movie Rampage with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, which I guess for a show isn't bad, but
Yes, for a
maybe a
show,
little
that's
bit
not.
of a tune-up later
I
might
still
happen.
can't believe that movie got made. Like, who let them make Rampage? Like, seriously.
All right. What, you didn't like the movie?
I did not like Rampage at all. I thought it looked, I mean, visually, I was like, this is a movie. They spent their millions of dollar budget on this. And, like, it was cheesy. Like, okay, when I think of, like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson movies from that time period, dude, my favorite one is Skyscraper. I love, or it's called Skyscraper, right? Or is it called Tower? I think,
The Tower, I think.
is it The Tower? No, that's the 2012 movie. I think it is called Skyscraper.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, my bad. It is Skyscraper. The Tower is actually also an awesome movie.
Yeah. Like Skyscraper isn't isn't a higher rated movie, but I love that movie. I think it's hilarious. I saw that movie. You know how I saw that movie actually? I saw that movie, I kid you not. I saw that movie at a drive-in theater in Montana. One of the last like actually functioning fully drive-in theaters in America.
Really?
Yeah, like it's not like trying to pretend to be like a drive-in theater from the 50s. It literally started in the 50s as a drive-in and is still there making money. And it's like out in the middle of the desert kind of, like it's like 10 miles outside of the city, but it's like it's like an attraction kind of. And they always play movies. And the cool thing is they have like a movie list. So after noon, like after 12, they'll start playing movies until like 5 in the morning. So you could just sit there for hours and watch movies. And they'll rotate all the movies. So they'll be like, all right, so here's like our 9 movies that we have for tonight. And they'll play it until like 5 a.m. So like until like 5 a.m. you're like, I remember we watched that. It was Skyscraper. Shit nuts. What was right after it? God, I can't remember. I almost fell asleep halfway through the movie because I'd already seen it. Hold on. Oh God, I'm blanking. I think it was Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was a Marvel movie, I think. It had to have been, right? It wasn't Mission Impossible. I don't know. No. I think it was Ant-Man and the Wasp. No, it was Ocean's 8. Okay, so Ocean's 8 is like the girl version of Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
That played right after Skyscraper.
Okay. I hope I don't get crucified for this, but I actually liked Ocean's 8.
I remember very little about the movie. I just remember actually watching it. I've yet to finish Ocean's 11. Like I have it on my watch list. I'll be like, all right, today's the day I'm gonna sit down and watch Ocean's 11. And I'll be like, oops, sorry, I ended up watching Psycho. Like, I swear to God. Or like when I was like, I did that with Seven for the longest. That movie Seven with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, today's the day I watch Seven, and I'll be like, but American Psycho's sitting there in my watch list. Fuck it, I'll watch American Psycho tonight, and I'll watch it tomorrow. And then I'll be like, There Will Be Blood. That's a good movie. I gotta watch that. And then Interstellar, that's on the list too. I might as well watch that. And I ended up fucking procrastinating on watching Seven for so long that I actually started Seven. I was 30 minutes through Seven, and I was like, I'll watch it later. Like, I actually got I got like 30 minutes in the movie, and I was just like, all right. But, okay, I finally sat down and watched all of Seven. I'm so glad I did. I don't know why I was procrastinating so long. I think I was just, like, goofy.
You are goofy.
Okay.
What do you have
I
to
am
talk
goofy.
about?
The last thing I want to talk about is, I sent you these. I sent to you this. The Knights of the Old Republic remake is officially dead. It's completely dead. So there is rumors that it was kind of dead and they didn't know what to do with it. But the game's fully dead. So they were gonna remake the whole game, like graphics wise, multiplayer wise. They were gonna add multiplayer. They were gonna add all these things, new voice acting, new story, all not new story. Sorry, like read what's it called? It's where they redo the voice acting, but they don't actually redo it like with new voice actors. They just they
Master.
Yeah, sort of like remaster. They're not doing new voice lines or anything like that. They're just taking the old audio and and putting it through a bunch of software to make it sound like crisper and stuff like that. And they're using like AI. They were going to use AI technology for that and stuff. Apparently, it's dead. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how they were going to do it. It's dead. I was reading into the article a little bit. And it sounds like the studio has kind of known for the past 3 months that it's been dead. They just didn't tell anybody, kind of, which is kind of sad
okay.
because I think we talked about this earlier, like one of the very first episodes when the Beastcast came back. We talked about it coming possibly back, but it was possibly dead. And yeah, so it's officially dead. The Knights of the Old Republic game is officially dead, which is sad because I really love that game. And also, Knights of the Old Republic has some of the best cutscenes of the early 2010s and early 2000s I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, those
literally. No, those cutscenes are fucking insane.
They are.
I could sit and watch those cutscenes for hours. It almost makes me want them to make a movie. Also, there's a guy. His name's Star Wars Theory. I used to watch him a lot. I don't watch him anymore. He gets flamed because he doesn't like the sequels and okay, so here's the thing. His fan base, he used to be a really big I love all Star Wars, and so his he was really popular with the sequels, enjoyers, like the people who like the sequels movies. And then he kind of turned his back on them and was like, yeah, I don't really like those movies anymore. And so he's these people, they just stick around and hate on him. And maybe they do it for good reason. I don't know. But he was saying I wish they had a live action Clone Wars movie. Not even of the Clone Wars, but maybe of that old Republic time. And people were shitting on him for it. I'm like, why? You're telling me you don't want a live action movie of the old Republic, like the Republic during the time of Yoda, Mace Windu, and all that? You wouldn't want to see Jedi in their prime? Why? Why would you not want to? What? That makes no sense to me. He was getting flamed for it. This is such an L take. What do you mean L take? Bro just wants to see a live action, high quality Star Wars movie of the Old Republic, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, because the Old Republic is amazing.
Yeah, literally, don't be bitching in my kitchen, bro. That's my thing, man. And then also, this should be fucking illegal, by the way. This should be absolutely illegal. The Last of Us Part 2 is getting remastered and will be released on January 19th.
Well, why?
Dude, this has got to be illegal, bro. This can't be a real thing. It's got to be illegal to take a game that's 3 years old and fucking and remaster it.
They're remastering it because the season 2 of The Last of Us just announced who they're casting as built like a fridge bitch. And here's the funny part. The person that they're casting to be that buff chick who kills Joel actually looks like a better Ellie than the one that they casted as Ellie. She looks like image for image Ellie. And she's not even buff. Why can't you just use the motion capture chick that inspired the big fridge chick? Why can't you just use her? The chick that they showed, I should probably show you. I'll send you a picture. It blew me away because I looked at that and I was just like, yeah, that looks like Ellie over what ugly chick we got playing her now. Right here. This is. Don't do that to me, okay? Don't click on a bookmark.
Right foot creep, ooh, hot and tough. This guy's got it bookmarked.
It's not showing.
Oh, dude, what? Literally, wait. Wait, whoa, wait. She does.
She looks like a perfect Ellie.
That does look like a perfect
She doesn't
Ellie.
look like an
heck?
Abby. She looks like an Ellie. She's a perfect
So,
Ellie.
the top comment says she better start bulking now.
And here's the funny part. Abby was quote unquote intimidating in the video game because she was a tall, muscular type of chick. This chick that they're casting to play Abby, she's a 5'3" petite chick. Like,
dude, wait, whoa, wait. In The Last of Us 2, are they lesbians or something?
no.
Oh, I thought this chick in like
Well, okay, Ellie in The Last of Us 2 is technically lesbian, but Abby isn't. Abby gets screwed by the one guy.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be honest, bro. It's been so long. I remember the only thing I can remember from that game now is actually funny enough. It's a clip. I can't remember of who was playing it, and he's riding a horse, and he goes, "Man, this is so fucking beautiful." And the fucking horse just blows up like they hit a mine or something like that, and the fucking thing blows up, and he goes, "No!" That's the only thing I fucking remember from that game. That game was so uninteresting to me, dude. I just could not. But yeah, so that's why they're remastering the game, huh? But what are they remastering? Doesn't the game like look like already like it's a PS? Oh, we're putting it on the PS5. Don't say remaster, just say it's a port. Like God of War. God of War came out in 2018, and they're like, here's the God of War PS5 port. It's the same game. It's just can run in 4K now, and we're like, sweet.
Yeah, they didn't call
runs
that a
in 4K.
remaster.
But The Last of Us 2 remastered The Last of Us 2 already runs in 4K because it came out with PS4 Pro support in it to run 4K.
Yeah, I don't know what they're remastering. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I want that out of my memory. I watched XQC play that for 17 hours straight, his first playthrough, and
he actually played the whole game.
The whole game, and he didn't even rush through it either, which is funny for him. He played
the guy who never fucking finishes games, finished The Last of Us 2.
Yes, and it was the most hilarious playthrough I've ever seen of that game ever, because it's like when that sex scene with Abby and that guy come up, where Abby's getting raw dogged from behind. Everybody, including me, was just like, why did we need that in the game?
Interactive sex gameplay like Kratos from God of War.
Yeah, only not as attractive.
Dude, those fucking mini games are hilarious where it's like press X and you're like, ugh, off camera. Dude, that is the peak. That's the peak of video game design. But no, this should be illegal to call it a remaster. Like, just say, okay, guys, The Last of Us 2 is coming to the PS5. You can, if you have a version of The Last of Us 2, because here's the thing with a remaster, they're gonna make hella bank, because unlike remastering, unlike like porting it, like they did with Uncharted and God of War, where they'll be like, okay, if you own it on PS4, you just have to pay like $5 or $10 and you can get the PS5 version, you don't have to spend another $70. No, dude, when they're remastering it, dude, they're going to be like, cough up the 70, pal. Cough it up. Cough up the $70. That's
and the one thing, okay, I have to rant. The one thing I hated about The Last of Us was Abby, okay? I could understand. I'm one of those weirdos and freaks. I could understand why they were making us play as her. But the problem is that she looks ugly as hell, and I don't like her. And I don't like her story at all. Like, everybody was telling me, oh, her model is based off of an actual bodybuilder chick. And I go and I look up the actual bodybuilder chick. I'm like, the bodybuilder chick looks better than the one in the game. Like, I don't like her. I hate Abby. And it's just so funny because somebody was like yelling at me saying that you can't have a muscular chick still look feminine because it's like impossible. And I'm like, no, it's not. Have you ever been to a gym?
Clearly, you have never been to a gym before.
Like, here's a video. Does this not still look like a female to you?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, dude, that's the thing is But they're like, but you don't understand. It's in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, and it's like, what?
So
Nah.
that doesn't suddenly
Get
change.
that doesn't suddenly change all beauty of all time, like just natural beauty.
Anyways, it was stupid.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's a criminal offense coming out. So I guess Sony is technically releasing a game in 2024. Raven.
Yay.
Yay. Dude,
Good
they're
thing
gonna
GTA is
remaster
here.
fucking. Dude, no, they're gonna remaster. This pisses me off. This is my rant, motherfucker.
All right.
They're remastering Last of Us 2, but they won't even consider porting the first 3 Uncharted games to the PS5. Come on, bro. What the. Dude, the first 3 Uncharted games got ported to the PS4 as a Nathan Drake collection. Take the Nathan Drake collection, upscale it, and port it to the PS5. Make a PS5 version for it. But you could just play the PS4 version. Okay, you can play the PS4 version of The Last of Us 2 on the PS5 too. Yeah, you can do that too. But they're still remastering that. But Naughty Dog, take some time, upscale. I don't even care. Just make it 4K, 60 frames, and make the games run a little better. Make the aim assist a little better, because the aim assist sucks in those old games. Because the thing is without the aim assist, the games blow, and the aim assist that they tried to add kind of blows too, because it's like a snap aim assist where you just like your whole aim snaps to them. I hate that. Just change a few things, upscale to 4K 60 frames, and sell it for however much you want, dude, and I'll fucking buy it. Don't be remastering The Last of Us. Dude, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection came out in 2015. Okay, that game is 8 years old. That, at that point, is reasonable to consider remastering. Okay, not a game that came out 3 years ago. I just, that junk made me upset. And didn't that game win the Game of the Year in 2020 over Ghost of Tsushima?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it did.
And we still haven't gotten a Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, no, we did. Sorry, my bad. We did get a Ghost of Tsushima port for the PS5 for $20, believe it or not. Actually, W Sony for once. In 2021, they released a PS4, a PS5 upgrade for the game. For like $20, you got the director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima for the PS5. It was upscaled to like 4K, 60 frames, 120. Actually, I think that one does 4K, 120 frames. That one's nuts. That port is insane. Well, with that, we went a little longer on the last segment so we could make up for the lost time at the beginning. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Beastcast. We love you guys so much. Views are up. We're chilling. We're having fun. We're talking, we're making rants. We didn't even really talk about Dream Scenario, even though I have the picture. We didn't even talk about hardly any of that. But, whatever. Who cares? Fuck you. Anyways. No, we kind of did, actually. We talked about it. We talked about finding it, and then we talked about Dune getting pushed up. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Raven, anything else you want to tell the people before we send out?
Nope. Have a good day.
Yeah, have a great day, have a great Wednesday, and get ready for The Beast Unleashed. That is our newest project, by the way. The Beast Unleashed is a new project that we're doing where it's kind of like the after show of the show. So on Fridays, so this gets released on Wednesdays. On Fridays, we release The Beast Unleashed. It's just a quick 30 to 40 minute podcast episode where we just kind of, it's kind of like a behind the scenes, kind of unfiltered. We just kind of dick around and talk about whatever the hell we want, even though this is kind of what this is already, but it's more so like it's really unfiltered. We kind of just let loose. So thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys next week. Bye have a great Thanksgiving too. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.